Hey performer, welcome to the Creatively Performing Arts podcast. Are you ready to get back to your creative passion for singing, acting, and dancing again? Hi, I'm Estelle, beginner voice coach, performer, and Christian creative, and I know how it feels to want to use your God-given gifts, but to stay stuck in fear. The solution is to just get started. So, in this podcast, you'll find beginner singing and performing tips, inspiring interviews with artists, and help to push past your fear so you can finally start performing again. So pause your Broadway playlist and take a vocal rest, because the show is starting and you're the star of it. Let's begin. Hi, welcome back to the Creatively Performing Arts podcast. This is Estelle. How are you doing? Happy Monday. Guess what? It's our 99th episode. How exciting. Thank you for being on this journey for almost 100 episodes. Exciting things. So as you may know, for these last few episodes leading up to the 100th, we've been doing some giveaways for anyone who leaves a review, screenshots it, and DMs or emails it to me. You get to be entered into a giveaway. So it's the 99th episode, and we're going to do another one. So $25 Amazon gift card and a beautiful planner. Those are our gifts / prizes for this giveaway. So if you want to support the show, if you like the show at all, if it's helped you in any way, leave a review, screenshot it, and send it to me via DM on Instagram or email. And I would love to hear from you, and you could win the prize of a great Amazon gift card and also a planner. So yes, it's very exciting. For the 100th episode, it's going to be a mashup of different conversations from women of color that I've had on the show, because last month was Black History Month. This month is Women's History Month, and by the time the 100th episode airs, it's going to be April, so it'll be like the culmination of both of those months. So it'll be really exciting, very inspiring, and I hope that you will listen to it and love it, okay? So that's what's coming up. I hope you're excited. So for today's episode, I wanted to take a quick moment to reflect on last week's episode, which was an interview with the amazing Nyla Watson. She is a Broadway performer who is currently touring with Hadestown. If you haven't listened to her interview, make sure you put that on cue to listen to next after this. Trust me, it's really, really inspiring and also helpful. She has practical tips that I know will be helpful for anyone wanting to start doing anything creative, but especially if you want to start acting or singing or dancing. So definitely go ahead and give that episode a listen. There are two things that she talks about in that episode that I really want to hit home on for today's episode. Get you started this week, to get you going this week, to get myself going, honestly, because we all need to hear this. So trust me, I am literally starting a show today. I'm starting another Shakespeare play that I'm in, and we're doing a read through today, and I need to hear these encouragements as well, just as you do. So if you're with me, if you're ready to be encouraged today to get started on this week, then listen up. Okay, so two things that she mentions that really, really helped me. The first thing is when she talks about shifting your mindset when it comes to rejection and discouragement as an artist, okay? I was asking her, because there's, when you hear about the arts, when you hear about doing anything creative, there is so much discouragement that can immediately come up within yourself, and then, of course, externally as well. When you think about going for auditions and not getting every part, when you think about, if you want to pursue acting or performing more seriously, even as a career or as an addition to your another career that you have, there are so many naysayers and so much negativity because it can be challenging, and it is challenging. And so because of that, people think that you shouldn't even try. And that can be very discouraging to you. So all of these things, right? There is a lot of discouragement around the arts. And I think that sometimes we ourselves as artists don't value our art, or maybe we don't feel like other people value the art as well. We can internalize that and feel really discouraged. So there are a lot of ways that we can experience discouragement as artists, but Nyla talks about shifting our mindset when it comes to being quote unquote rejected, or when it comes to facing any kind of discouragement. She talks about how she went through so many went through so many hoops, I guess. What had to be was called in so many times before she ever got cast in Hadestown. But she realized that it gave her the opportunity to complete her master's program at NYU in vocal performance, and it gave her that opportunity to grow, because it took a little bit longer than she expected. It also gave her, you know, there was like a role that was created for her, or a track that was created for her in the show that literally wouldn't have existed beforehand. But because she remained in the process, she kept showing up. She wasn't discouraged, even though it felt like she was getting rejection after rejection, not from different theater companies, but from the same show. And I can imagine like that was really frustrating in the moment. But she kept at it, and what she talks about is how changing your mindset from, well, if I didn't get it, then, something's wrong with me or whatever, or I should be discouraged, I feel rejected, to then changing it to, okay, what is the opportunity here? What is the possibility here? What could God be trying to do in this moment through this? And I know that seems like very, maybe surface level, or it might feel like it's not, it might feel trite. That's what I'm looking for. But she does talk about how, of course, you have to experience those emotions of that rejection. You have to validate that, and that discouragement is valid and it is real. We all face discouragement one way or another. But you have to choose what you're going to do next. You have to choose how you're going to see it. And what she talks about is a mindset shift. She's not talking about pretending things away, but she's talking about change your perspective, change the way that you see things. Because you really don't know how it can turn out. And for her, it really turned out well in that particular instant. That's just what's possible. See what is possible. See what is possible. Let yourself see what's possible. The other point that she makes that I really, really love in this interview, make sure you go back and listen to it. And she talks about giving yourself permission. She talks about giving yourself permission to sing, to act, to dance, to do whatever it is that you want to do creatively, write songs. Give yourself permission to put yourself out there, to share something that you've created. Give yourself permission to be the best version of yourself, to be who God has called you to be, to use your creative talent. Give yourself permission. She literally says, take a piece of paper and write down, I give myself permission to blank. I give myself permission to be messy, to try this new thing. I give myself permission to go to this dance class. I give myself permission to look for auditions near me. I give myself permission to post that video of me playing guitar and singing along. I give myself permission to blank. And I want to challenge you to do that. This is the start of a new week. What is something that you have been wanting to try creatively, that you've been putting off, and you know that it's time? You know that it's time to do it, to put yourself out there, to take that step, to give yourself permission. Again, once you change your mindset about whatever challenges you will face, whatever discouragement you will experience, externally or internally. We discourage ourselves sometimes, right? By speaking to ourselves negatively. But when we decide that we're going to change our mindset towards whatever discouragement we're facing, to say, you know what, this is how I'm feeling, but this is not the end. There is so much that is still possible on the other side of trying, on the other side of doing this thing that I love to do. So what is it that you want to give yourself permission to do today or this week? Do you give yourself permission to go to that dance class this week? Is it a jazz class? Is it ballet? Is it like an Afro dance class that you've been looking at? Is it a workout class? Like, what do you want to do that will inspire you, that will help you move forward creatively, that that you have a gift for, that you want to take time to put that effort into and grow? Okay, think about it, write down, I give myself permission to. If you actually do that, I'm serious. If you do this, if you're serious about giving yourself permission to be creative, because when you write it down and you have made that agreement with yourself, then you are holding yourself accountable. You don't want to break a promise with yourself, right? So you tell yourself, this is what I'm going to do, and you write it down, and it's real and it's solid, and then you can take action on that. So if you are serious and you're like, I'm not letting another day, another week pass by where I'm not going to do what I want to do creatively, where I'm not expressing who I am creatively and I'm not exploring these gifts that I know that I have, then write that down. And you know what? You can take it a step further and screenshot it, take a picture of it, and repost it on your story on Instagram or something, and tag me and tag Nyla Watson. We would love to, I'm sure she would love to see it. I would love to see it as well, and I will repost it. But truly, or just send it to me or email it to me, or let me know that you did it. And I'd love to hear what your experience with that was and how that felt. Okay, those are just two really key points that I love from that interview, that I thought I would really share with you and remind you that you can change your mindset about rejection and discouragement to see possibility, to see what is possible, and use Nyla's story as an example. Go back and listen to that interview and inspire yourself, right? And then also give yourself permission this week to try something new, to do what you love to do, to do more of what you love to do. If you're already dancing, maybe you're already a dancer and you're just listening to this for more inspiration. Hey, here you go, more inspiration. Keep going, right? Try something new. I hope this inspires you. I hope this helps you. And I hope this reminds you that you can start singing, dancing, acting anytime. It's never too late. Go ahead and do it. Start this week. Give yourself permission. And I thank you so much for listening to this show, to this episode. I appreciate you so much. I'm excited for next week's episode. Yes, thank you for being here. I know that your time is very precious and important, but I appreciate you for taking the time to listen and investing in yourself, really. I hope that you have an amazing day, an amazing week. If you loved this episode and you love the show, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes. I have interviews coming up that I'm so excited about. Follow me on Instagram to find out more about them, because I'm going to be asking if you have any questions that you want to ask these people that are coming on the show, including Shirlene Quigley. She is a backup dancer for Lizzo. She's danced backup for incredible performers, as well as Spencer of Limelight, the Limelight app that is created for actors and performers to take classes in really accessible ways. And I'm going to interview her. So all these people, I'm going to talk about it on my Instagram story. So follow me on there if you want to hear more. But yes, make sure you're subscribed so that you know when these interviews are coming out. And also share this episode with anyone that you think will need that encouragement, that inspiration today. And make sure you leave a review on this show if it's helped you in any way, and screenshot it, DM it, or email it to me so that you can be entered in the giveaway. And yeah, that is about it. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have an amazing day. Live creatively, and I will talk to you later. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Creatively Performing Arts podcast. I hope you feel encouraged, inspired, and truly impacted by today's episode. And if you can think of one person who would love this show, please share this episode with a friend. And if you wouldn't mind going to Apple Podcasts and leaving a review and rating, it will take 30 seconds and it would truly immensely help this show grow and reach more people who need to use their creative gifts as well. And finally, go to the Performing Arts community on Facebook and join this online free community for you to interact with and connect with other artists. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much, and I will talk to you later.